Sonic 2 is arguably the most popular game in the franchise. I think everybody knows about this game, to be honest. Take everything good about the first game, great physics, controls, awesome level design, majestic music, and literally double it. It really is as good as the praise it gets. An immediate improvement over the first game is the bigger levels, which most of them have a few different paths for you to pick from. The enemies are your standard Sonic bad guys, and if you just run through the game and you don't care about points or whatever, they won't pose too much of a threat to you, unless you have no rings. Chaos Emeralds make a reappearance, and now there's 7 of them. If you can get through these especially challenging special stages, and by the way, don't even bother doing it with Sonic and Tails together because you'll just never finish, you'll be blessed with Super Sonic. The thing is, he does make the game very easy, especially in the earlier levels if you can manage to get them all by then. But that said, be careful, especially when you use them in the later levels. You'll be either too fast, or when you run out of rings, it's going to do you more harm than good. This especially goes for Sky Chase, which you'll be flying all over the place, so it's better just to keep it at regular Sonic. Unfortunately, one of the negatives about the original release of the game is you can't undo your super and you'll automatically transform if you have all Chaos Emeralds. And as already mentioned, you can get Tails in this game too. And it's not actually the first game he was in, but it is the first time you could play as him. To be honest, he's just about the same as Sonic, so there's not much to say really. He does lack his flying ability in later games, and he can't go super, so I guess if you want a kind of a little bit of an easier mode, you can get the Emeralds and not have to worry about being too fast, then go for Tails. That said, if you manage to fight your way through this gauntlet of a game, you'll be tasked with taking down Eggman in easily one of the hardest bosses in the entire series. Seriously, the final boss is nothing short of very, very difficult. The other bosses in the game are pretty standard fare though. They can be tough, but I think if you know their patterns, you can beat them kind of easily. It really is a blast going through various levels in this game now, some of the themes being mainstays like Casino Night or the Death Egg, and some kind of ones that you don't see too much, like Oil Ocean for example. On a personal note, I love Aquatic Ruins so much. It's got this nice mix of water and land sections that's just so comfy to me for some reason, and these alternative paths that I mentioned are clearly defined. For the most part, you want to stay above water. One of the things that also seems clear to me, and that's a big difference from the first one, is the difficulty. I'm not saying Sonic 1 wasn't hard, it can be a little tough, especially if you're new to the genre, but this game is much harder than Sonic 1, especially when you're trying to get the Emeralds. Those seemingly harmless enemies I mentioned earlier, they become lethal assassins when you're trying to get 50 rings and scour the level for these checkpoints that are just placed in all sorts of inappropriate spots. Especially this monkey here, who instantly becomes John Wick when you get close to him. Combined with about twice as many levels as the first one, I would say this is one of the more challenging Sonic games in general. It's not easy. But at the end of the day, I think it's a fantastic game, and it blends the great level design, music, controls, and difficulty together in such a way that it gives you one of the best Sonic experiences around. And thankfully it's available on just about everything, but I do recommend the mobile version or the Switch version. They have their own special features that set them apart, but they're both great. Either way, it's Sonic the Hedgehog 2, one of the rare times a sequel outdoes the original.